Hey, what's happening, my fearless networking friends? Todd Falcone here. How do you be a better leader? What's a simple way? I just got done going through like 600 emails, and I went through all these emails for my A team. So I run a 12-week accountability program, and I had over 500 people that are in the program that fill out a form, and something that just that was blaring in my eyes is like, I just don't feel like I'm a great leader, right? And I get that. I thought to myself when I first started in network marketing, I was like, well, I'm not a leader. I've never led anybody. How can I lead, right? Why would, I don't have any leadership skills. I've never led anybody. How am I not qualified then to be a leader? And I would, look, I mean, there's certainly things that you want to learn to do to be a better leader, and you can certainly learn leadership skills. You can understand what leadership qualities are and begin to work on that, but you can lead the moment you decide to lead. And I think it's really as simple as that. It's like, okay, well, nobody's taken the lead here. I'm going to volunteer to take the lead. I'm going to volunteer to be the line leader. I'm going to be the one to volunteer and step up. And I think that's, I used the word already, or two words already, volunteer and step up. That's a choice that you have. You don't have to have a title. You don't have to have a rank. You don't have to have a pin level. You just have to decide, I'm going here, and this is where I'm going. If you want to follow me, come along for the ride. If you choose not to follow me, then don't come along for the ride. That's fine. Now, we don't, I want you to understand that you can, and here's the simple way about, this is probably the easiest thing that I can give you, okay? If you decide today, like I want to step into a leadership role, the first thing that I'll say to you is, okay, you want to be a leader? Good. Then be the person that you want your people to be, okay? Okay, well, I want my people to, well, and this is not hard to understand, like, what do I want my people to be? Well, I want my people to be engaged. Okay, then if you want your people to be engaged, then you be engaged. I want my people to be sponsoring more. Well, probably be a good idea for you to be sponsoring more. I want my people to be showing up for our Zooms and our team trainings and all of that. Well, you should be following up for your team Zooms and your team trainings. I mean, any leadership training that I would ever do would definitely discuss the concept of you being the example, you setting the pace, you being the person that's leading from the front. Any of you, regardless of whether you started in network marketing yesterday or years ago, can volunteer yourself into a leadership role without having, amazing leadership skills or leadership IQ. Now, I would suggest to you that you acquire and you learn and you read and you plug into things that can help you become a better leader. One thing that I would suggest to you for sure, if you definitely want to increase your leadership capacity, specifically as it pertains to the network marketing profession, you want to get your hands on my leadership evolution training. This is something I spent about 5 months last year producing. It's the most comprehensive leadership development program that I've ever produced in 15 years of speaking and training and 30 plus years of doing network marketing. I'll make sure my tech team puts a link here inside of this post for you to access it. So for those of you that are on my YouTube channel or listening to me on my podcast on audio, this episode is actually my 100th episode. I've done way more than 100 videos, but we started taking videos and turning them into podcasts. This happens to be episode 100. So if you go to toddfalcone.com/episode 100, you will see the details on how to access the information on leadership evolution. And that's something that really, if you really want to become a better leader, getting leadership evolution in your hands would be a smart choice for you. So the other thing that I would say in terms of making leadership simple and stepping into that role would be It comes down to something that's also very, very simple, is if you say you're going to do something, be a man or woman of your word, right? Because leadership is rooted in trust, right? If you're going to lead a group, lead a person, or lead a group of people, they need to trust you. They need to feel good about you. They need to know that if you say you're going to do something, you do it. And that's something that, maybe you can look at yourself and go, am I always doing the things that I say I'm going to do, or do sometimes I leave them guessing? It's like, you need to think about this. People are asking themselves, can I count on you? Can I trust you? Can I rely on you? Right? And that is going to lead you into having more people that continue to follow you and stick with you through thick and thin because of the things that you represent in terms of how you operate and how you do what you do. Because we all know flaky people. We know people that say that they're going to be there and then they don't show up, or they say they're going to be there and then they cancel last minute, or they say that they're going to be there and they're 2 hours late, or they make a promise and then they somehow forget about the promise that they made. And now that leads to people not trusting you, losing faith in you. And again, this isn't hard, right? The things that I've shared with you today are not complicated. You don't have to have, amazing leadership skills in order to do these very simple things that I've shared with you. But I wanted to do this because going through these emails, I found a few people that were like, I just don't have, I'm not a good leader. Well, okay, decide to be a good leader. What does that mean for you to lead, right? It's a matter of volunteering. It's a matter of stepping up. Somebody's got to take the responsibility to show up. Why not it be you? Why don't you just decide today, okay, all right, well, I've never taken a leadership course. I've never gone through Todd Falcone's Leadership Evolution. I've never read a book on leadership yet. By the way, that might be good too, right? I don't know anything about leadership whatsoever. Well, maybe it's time that you start to increase your leadership IQ. Maybe it's time for you to read a book on leadership. Maybe it's time for you to plug into Leadership Evolution. By the way, again, that's specifically focused on leading in the network marketing profession, okay? So, but again, it doesn't have, for now, especially where you are, it doesn't, and I get it, because at age 22, I was like, I worked at Jack in the Box, McDonald's, and parking cars at Kelly's Restaurant. I sold women's shoes for a blink of an eye, and I sold cable television door to door. I got no leadership skills, but I wanted to be a leader. And the last thing I'll say is this. Look at people that you have that are in your circle that have what you believe are leadership skills, or you look at them as a leader, right? What is it that they do that makes you feel that way about them, other than their rank, their check, right? If we take away the rank and the check, the pin level and the check, or their longevity in the business, if you were to go, okay, what is it that they're doing which makes me think or feel that they're a leader? What are they doing? I'm sure you can come up with a short list of items that you could replicate even without having the check or without having the pin level. I'll tell you the last thing I'll say is this. I would suggest to you that any opportunity that you have to volunteer, and I already mentioned this, volunteer to help, volunteer to contribute, is going to put you into a role where you're more perceived as a leader than perhaps other people on the team. The perception of your leadership is going to be, oh, well, this person is helping to host these Zooms, or they're involved in this. People will make the natural assumption that you are a leader because you're involved in the process. So that's something that you get to choose to do. Hey, I'd be happy to take introductions on the Zoom tonight, or is there anything I can help you with? And that's something you should be doing now. It's going to give you more mic time. It's going to give you more camera time. It's going to give you more in front of an audience time. And certainly I'm pretty sure that most of you would consider an individual that is leading by being on Zooms, hosting trainings, contributing value, contributing content, being in front of people virtually or otherwise, that, oh, they must be a leader because they're in front of this group, right? So there's certainly a lot more to it, but I wanted to keep today's episode pretty simple because really the purpose of this episode is, okay, how do we make beginning your leadership simple? And can you take steps even if you don't yet perceive yourself as a leader? Yeah, you can. It's about volunteering. It's about initiating. It's about deciding here and now I'm going to step up and be the person I want my people to be. And even if I don't have any people yet. Well, if I want to start getting some people, maybe I should step up and do things that would cause people to want to follow me. Consistency, right? And I'm not talking about consistency, doing revenue producing activities daily. That's obviously one way of being consistent, but it's consistency in your attitude. It's consistency in your behavior. It's consistency in how you are with people. Are you the same person? For example, I'm the same dude on stage as I am off stage. I'm the same dude on camera that I am off camera. I don't put on a face for you guys. This is what you get is me. What you get on stage is me. What you get when I'm hanging with my friends is me. And so that's just something, and then you don't have to fake it, right? You can just be who you are, but be who you are as a responsible business building entrepreneur that does what they say and then some, that if you make a promise, you keep the promise, that if you want your people to be doing more, that you understand the simple idea that people are going to do more of what you do than what you say. They're looking to you as an example. And so the last thing I'll say is, what kind of example do you want to be for others on your team? I'm sure you've got other shining examples of how people are and other examples of how you don't want to be. And that would be an interesting little exercise for you in looking at other people and go, well, I don't want to be like that person. Well, what is it about that person you want to be like? Or, wow, this person is super representative of what I feel it means to be a great leader. Well, are there things that person is doing, regardless of whether you have a check or not, or a rank or not, that you can emulate? I think you can. So, hey, look, YouTubers, what's up? Podcasters, you guys are listening to me on audio. Come on over to this episode. Love to hear your comments. You can find this episode, number 100. It's toddfalcone.com/episode 100. All right? Have a beautiful day, my friends. We'll see you in the next episode. Thanks for plugging in.